Although his name is firmly planted in banjo lore as the Day in Bacon and Day Banjos, David Lucien Day brought each of the banjo companies he worked for to the forefront of the banjo-making industry. In a manufacturing career that spanned nearly 60 pivotal years of the banjo's evolution in America, David L. Day is arguably the most influential individual in the vision, design, manufacturing, and distribution of the modern banjo. Prior to the beginning of David Day's banjo-making journey in 1883, as the first employee of the Fairbanks & Cole Company in Boston, the concept of manufacturing banjos was a new and uncertain business. As Fairbanks & Cole introduced heretofore unseen innovations in banjo design and manufacturing, their young errand boy, David Day, with an inordinate amount of innate curiosity and engineering aptitude, was learning his craft. After Albert Fairbanks and William Cole parted ways in 1890, David Day spent the next 5 years with A.C. Fairbanks & Company, where he was allowed to develop masterful skills as a banjo designer while doubling as the company manager in Fairbanks' absence. When Fairbanks sold the business which bore his name in 1895, Day not only was kept on, but promoted to general manager of the new A.C. Fairbanks Company. Under David Day's superb design, engineering, and management skills, the A.C. Fairbanks Company created some of the finest banjos which were to come out of the classic era of the late 1800s and early 1900s. Most notable of David Day's contributions during this period is the development of the venerated Fairbanks White Lady. Named after a fabled sailing vessel, the White Lady design modified the already successful Fairbanks electric tone ring system with the addition of an ingenious bracket band which eliminated the need to drill holes through the banjo's wooden body. With instruments constructed of light, naturally finished woods and elegant inlays engraved by Achilleo Consalvi, the White Lady, introduced in 1901, was accepted as the outstanding banjo of the new century and remains a highly prized model among contemporary players and collectors more than 100 years later. After a fire destroyed the A.C. Fairbanks Company in March of 1904, the remains and company-owned patents were quickly purchased by the Vega Musical Instrument Company of Boston. Realizing how important he had been to Fairbanks' success, David Day was hired as the new Vega Vice President and General Manager. While Vega continued to manufacture previous models and designs under the Fairbanks name, David Day was busy readying a new innovation in the Vega tubaphone tone ring. Introduced in 1909, the Vega tubaphone models were instantly acclaimed by banjo players, and the tubaphone tone ring remained a staple of every professional-grade banjo made by Vega for the next 60 years. Although David Day and Frederick Bacon had been friends since 1895, their professional association was cemented in 1905 when the Vega Company was secretly contracted to manufacture banjos under the Bacon name. As Bacon's reputation as a banjo maker grew, it stood to reason that he would seek the man he considered to be the foremost authority on the manufacture of banjos, David L. Day, to run his business when he actually began making banjos on his own. Beginning in 1922, with a perfect marriage of their combined skills in banjo playing, engineering, designing, manufacturing, promoting, and distributing, Bacon and Day manufactured what many consider to be the finest banjo design to come out of the jazz age of the 1920s and 30s, the B&D Silver Bell. After a hurricane forced the closure and sale of the Bacon Banjo Company of Groton, Connecticut in 1938, David Day, by then president of the company, retired to a life of relative obscurity until his death in 1956. During the previous 6 decades, however, the genius of David L. Day was largely responsible for the banjo's evolution from a simple manufactured instrument of the late 1800s to countless examples of modern banjo-making perfection which exists today.